In 1998, the Halloween franchise ended the best way possible with the death of Michael Myers in the hands of Laurie Strode. A great ending to a 20-year franchise at the time. But as all Halloweens do, this movie made a lot of money. So of course, there was going to be a sequel. And I heard that the sequel was always in the books as the retcon scene was shot immediately after. We all know that no matter what happens to the horror icon, he will always be back. And that he did in the eighth movie in the franchise, 2002's Halloween Resurrection, which I think is the funniest Halloween movie. Let me preface my thoughts with the statement that I do love this movie because I just plain and simply love the Halloween franchise in general. I'm torn with this movie as I have a love-hate relationship. That is because I have one major issue with the movie being that it's very much the most unnecessary film in the franchise. And it's not like they pumped this movie out immediately after H2O, as this movie released almost 4 years later. You think that'd be enough time to come up with an idea that furthers the franchise into uncharted territory or in a brave and bold direction, but ultimately it doesn't. And that's okay with me as it's ridiculous and hilarious most of the time. This movie has no reason to exist other than to give me a fun and light 90-minute distraction, but I digress. We start the movie with Michael finally killing Laurie, which in theory is a bold idea, and I do like it. It's a great hook to the audience. Quick side tangent. Why did she kiss Michael in the lips before dying and saying "see you in hell"? What did she mean by saying that? Anyways, this intro subverts expectations, and I can see why the story went this route. But the issue that arises with such a big swing is what will happen next, as now you have to set up new characters that we have to care about just as much as we did Lori, and you already spent 15 minutes here, so it's a tough ask. Spoilers, as they don't accomplish this, as all the characters except for your boy Buster are forgettable and just there to be killed. In other words, there is no need to introduce them. This is the main girl, and these are her friends that are chosen by Buster Rhymes and Tyra Banks, who host Dangertainment, to explore Michael Myers' childhood home, which we learn from this weirdo. Oh, and I forgot to mention these two dudes. Shout out Smart House and Look at the Irish. Sarah wants to dip out and interrupts Buster Rhymes watching kung fu movies to tell him. Her trepidation literally lasts one scene, as in the next scene she's on board. I'm not sure what the goal of the show is, as Busta kind of alludes to the idea that the gang are there to understand Michael more clearly by staying at the house, I guess. All the while that's happening, Busta's trying to intentionally set up some scares that leads to a pretty funny moment later in the movie where he dresses up as Michael and then proceeds to yell at him. We also get a fun kill here. I do love the kills in this movie. They are just as brutal as you expect. As the gang is in the house, they kind of just meander, doing nothing and letting time pass. I do think there is a lot of opportunity to talk about Michael's past in this movie, as we spend the entirety of the film here. It would have been so cool for the script could have shown us his room filled with normal objects and passions as a kid would have, just to delve deeper into the idea that he was raised normal and had a regular childhood before killing his sister. Sometime later, Michael kills again, and more college kids start to watch the show that the Final Destination 3 dude has taken upon himself to host. Like, I got respect for the foresight these writers had about reality television, but I really don't like the inclusion of this part of the movie. I'm not sure what shows were popular in the early 2000s, but I doubt it had anything to do with people wearing cameras on their face like early meta glasses. We get our super necessary booby shot, and then she gets killed. Katie Sackhoff has a weird laugh, and then we get a hilarious line from Busta Rhymes after he is exposed to be Michael Myers.
You hit me like I murdered your fucking mother or something.
After his speech, Busta leaves, and then Katie gets her head chopped off. The rest of the gang stay still in fear. Michael then flexes his strength muscles and pops this dude's head clean off. Pretty gnarly. The best kill, in my opinion, and mostly due to the aftermath, is this one after impaling the chef to the door. He just opens it and then goes on with his day. Sarah gets helped by her friend as well as Busta. Bro, literally, how is he still alive? Busta does his best kung fu impression and kicks Mike out the window. And he got the scream down pat. Busta states the obvious.
This is bad.
Okay.
Then gets stabbed. Now let me prepare you for the funny scene in the movie. It's actually the whole last bit of the movie where Sarah and Busta kill Michael Myers in the garage. Here are some of the highlights. Busta and Sarah survive and Michael comes back from the dead. I'm telling you, this movie got sound bits for days, mostly because of Busta.
Oh, shit. Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Next time you want to watch an easy breezy horror movie that is funny or something to have in the background, you have to pick Halloween Resurrection. I really want to talk about a couple more Halloween movies, so stay tuned for that. This is Bad Ideas Pressure. Peace out.